Hello, and a very warm this winter, apparently the shortest day of the year. Welcome back to The Library is Open, so I hope you have brought your library cards. My darlings, how are we all doing? I sounded like a proper booktuber then, didn't I? How are we all doing? I'm good. I'm as good as can be expected in these, strange times, which seems like a bit of an understatement, doesn't it? Where's my eyeline? There. Being as we are now less than a week away from the festive season, I say festive season, I mean, Christmas, as like the festive season's actually been going on for ages. We've had Hanukkah. Hope everyone who was celebrating has had a lovely Hanukkah and that your candles burn forever. But we've got the winter solstice coming up is Tuesday, I believe, and then we have Christmas on Saturday. Today's Sunday, by the way, and then Kwanzaa on the 26th, as well as Boxing or St. Stephen's Day. And I'm sure there are many other festivals around the world as well, and that's my ignorance, not the fact that they don't deserve to be acknowledged. But I can't think of them off the top of my head. But whatever you are celebrating, I hope you are well and having a nice-ish time, as much as you possibly can, given gestures at the world. So I thought it'd be nice to do a sort of final book haul of 2021. Where's that year gone, etc. And just show you the kind of things that I picked up. Now, I don't need an excuse to buy books at the best of times, as you know. And I'm pretty sure you're probably the same. And of course, we all know that buying books and reading books are two different activities. But I don't know, something at the moment about having my books near me and stuff is giving me a kind of security little blanket. And also, with work stuff, I finished work now-ish for Christmas, or the holidays, I should say, but, it's given me a little bit of time to myself, I suppose, when I'm not focused on, the kind of day-to-day stuff. That's not a complaint about work, which I love, but, it's nice to balance things up a bit. So here is what I've picked up in the last couple of weeks. Some might say optimistically, maybe I'll get around to reading them before next Christmas. We'll see. Okay, first up we have this beautiful cover. Gorgeous, that, isn't it? Under the Rainbow by Celia Laskey, which I picked up in Waterstones the other day. I went out for my kind of last excursion into town, fingers crossed, before the new year. So I picked up this because I thought, well, and this is set in a small town called Big Bear in Kansas, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, or so they think. But after being labelled the most homophobic town in America, a group of queer activists are moving in and everything is about to change. This sounds really, really interesting. It's obviously an LGBTQIA theme, and I just think that cover's just stunning, isn't it? And I think it's really nice to read about queerness in small towns, small places, and communities that are kind of away from the big cities, which are what we see publicised a lot. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. I might read this over Christmas, actually, while I'm with my nan, fingers crossed. That'll be nice. Still an LGBTQIA theme-ish, not really, but yes, but also affecting, other people in society. We've got, this is a reprint, and I just love the cover pictures. This is The End of Innocence by Simon Garfield, Britain in the Time of AIDS. Now, this first came out, as I understand, I believe this was, 94 it was first published. Revision's 95, and this version is a, the kind of updated, revised version, and it has a foreword by Russell T Davies, which I assume is to do with, or published to coincide with, what was it called? It's a Sin. Do you know when you know, but your mind just goes blank, which obviously came out this year to great acclaim. This is a non-fiction kind of factual retelling of how the UK dealt with the AIDS crisis. Spoiler, not well. And there's also some precedent here for how, the country has dealt with and continues to deal with the coronavirus pandemic. Not that they are the same thing, but you know, there are elements of similarity in terms of, let's call it ineptitude, shall we, rather than full on you know, evil. But you know, you choose your own adjectives. So this was really good. Again, non-fiction, so I'll probably dip in and out of that one. Now, finally, is this finally on the LGBTQIA theme? Yes, I think it is. This little beauty, which I just adore the cover of. This popped up in, you know how you get those ads on like social media that tell you things you might like? And I'm usually like, don't you tell me. Don't you tell me. But this time I was like, thanks for telling me, actually. This is 808 and Otherworlds by Sean Avery Medlin. And I'm not quite sure what exactly this is classified as, whether it's poetry, prose, memoir, I'm not sure. I'll read you what it says on the inside cover. A bold and incendiary new voice. Against the backdrop of the Phoenix suburbs where they were raised, Medlin interrogates the effects of media misrepresentation on the performance of black masculinity. Oh, fabulous. Through storytelling rhymes and vulnerable narratives in conversation with both contemporary hip-hop culture and systemic anti-blackness. 808 and Otherworlds pieces together speculative reality where black folk are simultaneously superhuman and dehumanized. So obviously, it's a combination basically of several different forms, isn't it? And I mentioned the LGBTQIA thing because I'm sure it came up on a list of queer books. If I'm incorrect, then I apologize for that misinformation, but I think it's going to deal with masculinity, blackness, queerness, and racism in this kind of mixed form, which just sounds brilliant. And it's not that long either, so maybe I'll get to that this week. Lovely. Staying with kind of poetry-ish type things. I'm doing loads of links today. I'm well impressed. This one, which again was from Waterstones the other day, but I have seen it advertised before. This is by Luke Kennard and oh, sorry, did I say? Yes, I did say who the other one was by. Sorry, I just want to credit people. Sorry. Notes on the Sonnets by Luke Kennard, which was the winner of the Forward Prize for the Best Collection 2021. And this is a recasting of Shakespeare's 154 sonnets as a series of anarchic prose poems set in the same joyless house party. Are there any other kind? A physicist explains dark matter in the kitchen, a crying man is consoled by a Sigmund Freud action figure, an out-of-hours doctor sells files of dark red liquid from a briefcase. Someone takes out a guitar. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Oh, and look, they're all kind of corresponding. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. To the actual sonnet. So it's like a sort of modern reinterpretation of each. Oh, and that's Luke. There he is. Hi, Luke. Hope you're well. So that looks good to dip in and out of over the Christmas period, doesn't it? In fact, I might do that over Christmas. Right? Maybe have just like one book go in and then dip in and out of some poetry and sort of mixed prose things. I think that'd be quite fun. Cool. Moving on. Another one to add to my collection that I have yet to finish of. Those of you who've watched me a fair bit know that my favourite Shakespeare play is King Lear. Well, I also love The Tempest, but King Lear is my favourite. In fact, I've just ordered a t-shirt with the names of King Lear's daughters, Goneril, Regan and Cordelia on. So I'm looking forward to wearing that because what's that you say? You're a nerd for your profession. Yes, I am. So this is another contemporary, well, I don't know if it's contemporary or if it's just a reimagining of King Lear, which is called Learwife by J.R. Thorp. And this explores the figure of King Lear's queen, who is never seen in the play. She was exiled to a nunnery many years ago, and we never really find out why or what her relationship was with her daughters. So this sounds beautiful, and I just think the cover art's stunning. So yeah, I do need to get around because I've got another one. I think it's We That Are Young. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. We That Are Young by Preti Taneja, sorry, I hope I pronounced that correctly, which is a retelling set in New Delhi and Amritsar, I believe. So I really want to get to this. I don't know what it is about King Lear, but the story and the relationships, particularly the daughters, just fascinates me. And spoiler, I may be writing a new kind of version-ish. Details are a bit foggy at the moment, of King Lear, or at least the daughter's relationship in 2022. So research. What else? Oh, a little bit of fantasy. We love this. I keep seeing this all over Booktube, with some of the my favourite kind of booktubers talking about it. Now, as you know, I'm kind of this, that and the other when it comes to fantasy. I'm very specific. I like retellings of cultural mythologies and so on and so forth, or magic systems, and that's what this appears to be. It's the first, I believe, in a trilogy, because everything's a trilogy these days, isn't it? By Andrea Stewart, called The Bone Shard Daughter. Now, this sequel, The Bone Shard Emperor, has just been published, but I thought, let's see what it's all about. So this is about, it says, the Emperor's reign has lasted for decades. His mastery of bone shard magic, powering the animal-like constructs that maintain law and order. But now his rule is failing and revolution is sweeping across the Empire's islands. When he refuses to recognise his daughter as an heir to the throne, she vows to prove her worth by mastering the forbidden art of bone shard magic, but it carries a deadly cost. Now, another reason I bought this was because I was thinking again about the Christmas period, and I think it was last Christmas that I bought the Sarah J. Maas Court of Rose and Thorns series and just blitzed them all the way over Christmas. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe there's a little wanting to recreate that kind of fun, and they were obviously a lot longer, whereas this series is, so far anyway, shorter. So yeah, looking forward to that. This next one, oh, this looks stunning, and I literally was, I need to stop saying literally all the time, I do apologise. I was taken by the cover, which is called Ways to Hide in Winter by Sarah and Vincent, but it actually sounds amazing. Do you ever do that? I am going to be honest, sometimes I don't always read the blurb. I know, who do I think I am? Rockefeller, just throwing money around. I'll be mourning. It says, in the wintry silences of Pennsylvania's Blue Ridge Mountains, a woman befriends a mysterious foreigner setting in motion this... Sorry, that was really badly written out here. There's like a hyphen in the middle of it, which makes no sense. Foreigner, setting in motion this suspenseful, atmospheric, politically charged debut. Sorry, I'm very pedantic about grammar, I do apologise. So this looks really good. There's like a character study, which apparently has links to the war on terror and America's obsession with, you know, kind of foreign powers and stuff like that. A powerful story about violence and redemption, betrayal and empathy, and how we reconcile the unforgivable in those we love. Now that does sound really, really interesting, doesn't it? And just once again, just like how beautiful that is. You can tell how shiny it is because you can see the ring light in the cover. So beautiful. Nearly there now. Cool. What else? Oh yeah, another one recommended by Booktube. I say that like they literally emailed me. It's just me watching things. This is called In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. Might be one for the thriller lovers here. The tagline is 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. And what I like about this version is as well, I think it's the American printing. Like we have, I've noticed that a lot. We have different like formattings to the books in different countries. I'm sure it's different with every country, but I notice it a lot in America because sometimes we get imports and all that stuff. So this is about a woman who goes back to her elite university after 10 years after graduating. She wants everyone to see who she is now, not the girl she was when she left campus, back when Heather Shelby's murder fractured everything, including the tight bond linking the 6 friends she'd been closest to. But not everyone is ready to move on. Not everyone can let the murder go unsolved, and someone is determined to trap the real killer and make the guilty pay. It's told in dual timelines, and this could be, as I say, one for the thriller lovers, of which I know several of you are. So this looks really good. Nearly there. Keep saying that. Oh, I've got a non-fiction now by Michael J. Sandel, which I believe is just out in paperback. Is it? Is it just? Yes, it is. The hardback came out last year. This is this year's, and it's called The Tyranny of Merit: What's Become of the Common Good. And this is about the myth of meritocracy in the UK in particular. It's this is one of those where they don't actually tell you the blurb, so I'm having to surmise. But my friend at work, my colleague I should say, has read it and said it's really, really interesting and socially engaged, which is a big thing for me, as you know. Since inherited social privileges are so powerful, in place of an illusory equality of opportunity, the author suggests a radical vision of a good society. And again, not too long, so I'm kind of really looking forward to this. And it's blurbed by Tara Westover, who wrote Educated, which was the memoir about the Mormon family and her escape from her kind of removal from the family, and then going on to become a PhD doctor and so on and so forth. So that's pretty sterling, isn't it, as an endorsement. And finally, we have Who Do I Think I Am? This absolute monster. You've probably seen this around. It's Fitzcarraldo editions. How many pages is this? What's going on here? Oh, I see what they've done here. Right. This is by Olga Tokarczuk. I do apologise. Tokarczuk, possibly. I'm sorry. And it's published by Fitzcarraldo editions, which are always massive and, you know, kind of slightly off the wall. It's not a critique. But I remember Charlie from Charles Heathcote, I should say, talking about drive your plows over the bones of the dead, which is also by this author. And this is just massive, isn't it? It's a Russian epic. They're always massive, aren't they, the Russian epics? I wonder if that's something to do with the size of the USSR. Probably not. Former USSR. And it says, in the mid-18th century, as new ideas begin to sweep the continent, a young Jew of mysterious origins arrives in a village in Poland. Oh, it's Poland. Never mind all that. Before long, he has changed not only his name, but his persona, visited by what seem to be ecstatic experiences. Jacob Frank casts a charismatic spell that attracts an increasingly fervent following. In the decade to come, Frank will traverse the Habsburg and Ottoman empires, throngs of disciples in his thrall as he reinvents himself again and again, converts to Islam and then Catholicism, is pilloried as a heretic and then revered as the Messiah, and wreaks havoc on the conventional order, Jewish and Christian alike, with scandalous rumours of his sect's secret rituals and the spread of his increasingly iconoclastic beliefs. I was looking for the end of the sentence there, it took ages. Yeah, this is huge. I can't even tell you, because it's split into different books, so I can't even tell you how many pages are here. It's well over like 1,000, isn't it? That's loads. But what I am doing is supposed to be going to America next year, early next year, for work. And I thought I want a really big book because, you know, the flight is going to be, I've never been on a flight that length before. And although this will probably weigh most of my carry-on, I thought, well, that'd be quite nice to sort of crack on with, because you can't really go anywhere, can you? You know, when you're in the air, other than down, preferably with your knowledge. So I thought, well, it's as good a time as any, isn't it? And you know, a bit like what's the other huge one that I read? Do you remember? The fact that. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's it called? Oh, this is so annoying. It was really long. Anyway. Oh, something... Ohio. I can't remember. Off the top of my head, it'll come to me as soon as I stop filming. But that one. You know, there is something quite nice about getting absolutely lost and having this like big book in your lap just to pour through. Sentence has gone a weird way. But anyway, that's it, my darling. So that's my final haul of 2021. There may be more. If so, I'll include them next year in 2022. But for now, put your library cards somewhere safe. Keep sanitising your hands. I've got a lovely new one from Body Shop that smells like lemons. This is not a paid promotion. I'm just letting you know because it's dead nice. But yes, in the meantime, if you are celebrating, and whatever you're celebrating, have a lovely one. Please, please, please be safe. Please be safe and look after yourselves and each other. And I will see you. There will be one final video, I think, before the end of the year. And I will see you then to wrap up 2021. Much love to you all. Mwah.